What's up, everybody? Welcome to Sunday's live show here on youtube.com/ImprovGaming. We got a lot of things going right now. A lot of fun stuff going on right now. Welcome to the week of 3/19. Happy St. Patrick's Day for you guys who was celebrating that St. Patrick's Day. Oh, Irish in ya. There's some background noise for you. So, what's up, guys? We are Improv Gaming. We come to you live every Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with a live show here on youtube.com/ImprovGaming. We also come to you every Tuesday, Thursday with Gamescast, 15-minute chunks of little talks. This Tuesday, we're talking about Mass Effect Andromeda and what we are looking forward to for the game. And on Thursday, we talk to you about Horizon Zero Dawn spoil. So it's a little spoils cast for Horizon Zero Dawn. So that's also very entertaining. But as always, I'm joined with the best ponytail in the business.
It's fabulous.
It's Mr. Nicholas De Jesus.
How's it going tonight, everybody?
How is it going with you, sir?
It is going very well with me, sir.
What have you been playing?
I've been playing Horizon Zero Dawn.
Trying to platinum.
Not really trying.
I've platinumed the game again.
Actually, what I've been playing a lot of is Netflix.
Netflix?
I've been watching a lot of How I Met Your Mother all over again. Really enjoyed that series, so I'm like reliving it. And also, I got into Iron Fist on Netflix.
Is it good? I've seen mixed things about
it. It's very different than like it's not like the same thing as Daredevil was. It's not the same thing as Jessica Jones was. It's not the same thing.
It's its own thing.
Yeah, it's its own thing, and it's kind of like it's hard for me to like really give it 2 thumbs up, but so far I like it.
See, I finally caught up on Man Seeking Woman.
Okay.
As you know, it's one of my favorite shows of all time. If you haven't seen it, you definitely should check it out. But I'm sad to say I think it's done.
It's done, really.
Because how they ended the finale of Season 3 kind of comes full circle with Episode 1 of Season 1. So if that's how they end it, everything good?
I don't know.
No?
I have no idea.
If everything is... If it ends how I think it's going to end, they could legit not do a Season 4, and it would all make sense. But I want a Season 4. So it's a little upset because I know there probably won't be a Season 4.
There probably won't be. I know that you were very big on this show.
I love this show. And it just stands... I watched the last 5 episodes I was on, and it's just... Every episode, I just love even more. And I just stop and think, God, what a great show. It is up there with me for How I Met Your Mother. Hi. I'm Pete, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. If you didn't know, this is Pete Anderson, the host with the most, Mr. I'm Wondering himself with the Kango cap in tow. It's Mr. Pete Anderson. That's usually how I say it.
So a little bit of milking the cow.
A little bit of milking the cow.
And then we'll get into the topic of the show, which is all about the Kind of Funny and Colin Moriarty and all that things that are happening in there and our thoughts on it. So let's... Oh, we are live on Facebook, just FYI. So it's time for Milking the Cow. So last week we introduced to you guys Improv Play, and we're still focused on doing that for you guys. What Improv Play is, if you're not familiar, is you add us over on PlayStation or Xbox. In the description, we will have our names, and we'll play multiplayer games with you, whether it be Wildlands. I need a 3-person team for my little Wildlands because I've been playing Wildlands, Nick, and I've been enjoying it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's definitely something where if you're playing with people, make sure they're people that actually are going to play it and help you out. If not, you're pretty much boned. But if you're playing by yourself, the AI does a decent job. I've been enjoying it, though. It's not been the best game I've played, but it's something to kill time until Mass Effect Andromeda. So I can play with you guys on that. Also, Mass Effect Andromeda is multiplayer. We can play any sports game. You let us know. As always, I am C Charisma on PlayStation Network and Improv153 on Xbox.
And I'm Prof. Cot on PlayStation Network, and I don't subscribe to the Xbox Network.
You a Xbox hater.
Yes, a little bit.
So I can finally talk to you about this embargoed game. It is Dragonstone Guilds and Heroes.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The embargoed game that we had the pleasure of.
So now this is on iOS and Android. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, you guys, you're doing mobile. Now, let me phrase this. We are friends with the developer, and we wanted to check out the game, support him. And you could take it with a grain of salt, even though we're friends. It's a great game. I've been enjoying it. It's a turn-based fantasy game. Just very, when it comes to like funny, but not like, oh my God, stick of truth funny. But it has its moments, good RPG elements, good moves, everything like that. Definitely a fun game to check out. It comes out, I believe, on March 23rd or 21st or 23rd. So definitely check it out. Like I said, it's on iOS. It is like I said, I'm blanking on the name already. Dragonstone Guilds and Heroes.
Dragonstone Guilds and Heroes.
Like I said, very colorful cast of characters. Something that, honestly, you have a couple minutes. You forgot your Vita at home. You forgot your 3DS. You forgot your Nintendo Switch. It's something you throw on. It's a nice little 5 to 10 minute game on your break. Definitely fun. Highly recommend. If you guys are not aware, last week we also went live on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube simultaneously. So if you want to talk to us on any of those platforms, of course, we are at twitch.tv/improv_gaming.
It's twitch.tv/under. Yes, that sounds about right.
We are over on YouTube at youtube.com/improvgaming. And of course, on Facebook, you can follow us over on facebook.com. Search Improv Gaming, space between the two worlds. You'll find our little icon there. A lot of good stuff happening right over there. So let's get into topic of the show.
Topic of the show.
Now, a lot of you in the popular gaming hemisphere may know a man named Colin Moriarty.
I know him.
Very respected, great journalist, great writer, great YouTube personality. He's from Kind of Funny. But he is no longer of Kind of Funny.
No longer of Kind of Funny.
Now, this comes in the wake of... This all started from a tweet. And what I mean a tweet is, basically, he tweeted on National Women's Day. He goes, peace and quiet, hashtag a day without women. And this got a lot of people up in stirs in the Kind of Funny community. Also in the... I can close this. That will make things so much easier. So basically, the big talk is Kind of Funny. Colin Moriarty resigns after targeting women in joke. Insists it's his own personal decision. So a lot of conspiracies going around with this because everybody's saying, is it Colin's choice to resign from Kind of Funny?
Mm-hmm.
Are they making him? What's really going on behind the scenes? And also with the joke saying that he's targeting women. Originally, he was saying he was being called racist. Then it was changed to sexist. So basically, to finalize, well, let's get Nick's thoughts on it first. I want to get your thoughts.
It's kind of strange, right? So, kind of strange, but kind of not strange. So, National Women's a Day Without Women, or a Day Without a Woman. Colin Moriarty makes this comment of finally peace and quiet or something along those lines.
Peace and quiet. A day without a woman.
A day without women. Making the joke that he's most famous for making in essence. And in essence, what I mean by that is Colin Moriarty always poked fun at causes like this.
Yes.
Like, this isn't a once-off thing. He's always done things like this. I've always seen... Well, not a secret, we've watched Kind of Funny over and over again, constantly.
We are big fans.
We are big fans. We're fans of Kind of Funny. That's kind of the inspiration for why we did our own thing.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. But I've seen his character, and he always poked fun at stuff like this. A Day Without Women, or A Day Without Immigrants, or anything that was like that, where it's like, oh, let's try to prove a point that you need us more than we need you, or you need us because your society is not going to function without us. He always kind of poked the fun at that, all while maintaining that he was a very big advocate. I shouldn't say was a very big advocate. Was that he highly respected the whole civil rights movement. Yeah, he was very respectful of what the civil rights movement.
He's very political, and he addresses that on their shows.
And he's always been very political, and he's always leaned towards the right. In essence, he was very centrist, but he said, if I'm going to lean in one direction, it's going to be towards the right because they make more sense to me. And I respected him for having that opinion and for not backing down from that opinion, being that the platform that we sit on is, don't get me wrong, Pete, but the platform that we sit on here on YouTube seems to be very liberal across the board. I get a very liberal vibe for most of the videos that I watch on YouTube. I get a very liberal vibe from most of the personalities that I see on YouTube. I don't see a centrist. Colin was a centrist.
Yes.
Very, very much so. And an unapologetic centrist.
Yep. The tweet is still up.
The tweet is still up. He's not going to take it down. He's
No.
never going to take it down because he's not going to apologize for that tweet. Now, the context of that was that Colin Moriarty is that kind of person. He pokes fun at things like that consistently. But he has a valid point when dealing with his perspective of that situation. A Day Without Women. Peace and quiet. It's a joke.
Yeah.
As far as I see it, it's a joke. And the big question is, well, if it's a joke, it's bad. It doesn't matter if it's a joke or not. Well, no, the basis of comedy, I'll give you guys a history lesson, and I think Pete can back me up, being that you studied history in medieval times, Pete. It was, correct me if I'm wrong, punishable by death to make commentary on the king.
Absolutely.
Okay. The point of the court gesture, sir, was for the people to air their grievances to the king in a way that was funny, so that then he could perhaps change his mind. Is this a recognized
Yep.
is this a recognized concept? So comedy gets very much of its influence from that time period. While there have been comedies before that, state-approved comedies,
Yeah.
the point of the gesture was to air grievances to power and to do it in a way that opens their mind. And by getting them to laugh, you can get them to accept a point of view that might actually change the way that they conduct business or run their kingdom. So historically, that's the point of comedy. So when he's making a joke, it's to get you to think about what you're doing. Any joke out there, regardless of how sweet or innocent it is, it's just to get you to think about what it is you're saying or doing. And that's the way I've always viewed comedy. That's the way the most famous people I have ever watched do comedy did comedy. Bag of Dicks from Louis C.K. Highly offensive, right? Anybody who is in any way conservative should be highly offended by Louis C.K.'s Bag of Dicks joke. And not because he says anything that is necessarily offensive, just because he says Bag of Dicks, you shouldn't allow anybody to ever listen to Louis C.K. Meanwhile, what did he get kicked off of? Right? Or what has he had to withdraw from?
Resign. And
right?
everything. Yep.
Chris Rock, same thing. Bill Maher, same thing.
So it's interesting that you bring that up. If you guys haven't checked out, another great video you should check out is the Rubin Report. He went on it, and they spent an hour and a half talking about this. And Colin said that he goes, people see this tweet and just blow it out of proportion. They say a lot more fucked up shit on their shows. Like, there has been a lot worse said on that show, on the shows they do. So for him to be taken out of this quote, the thing that's driving me, and I'm going to read this and then we're going to dive into this. Basically, this is from International Business Times. Basically saying, quote, Colin Moriarty is serving his tides with Kind of Funny, the entertainment video game company that he co-founded. He has already announced his resignation via social media. He explains it's his decision on doing so. His departure comes after the the fans targeting the women's that he poked on the day after International Women's Day. On Monday, Moriarty took to Facebook to reveal that his fans that he has resigned from Kind of Funny, and his decision affects immediately. He admires his host and with a heavy heart and great sadness in leaving the company that he also built with his fans. And he says, quote, to be clear, Moriarty explains that the reason behind it was he wanted to take a different direction than where the company was planning on going. And I feel with our separate visions for the future and our direction for the company, it's time we go our separate ways. I want to be clear. This is my decision, he wrote. As of what he's planning on doing next, Moriarty wants to state that he wants to reconnect with things that are important to him, like politics, history, philosophy, reading books. He did not mention video games, though. He insists on. So,
I'm listening.
A lot of stuff to digest. He says that in the end, he has opportunities that are already popping for me, bring new and different and exciting directions. But the thing that I have a problem with here, Nick,
okay,
is that.
Is it just one thing, or is it many?
I feel that Kind of Funny has done something great. They have taken this community, which is right now divided, because that's what they are. People are hashtag Colin was right, hashtag, I stand with Kind of Funny, all this stuff. You have the other co-founder, because Colin Moriarty and Greg Miller both founded Kind of Funny. You have the I'm trying to find it here. Yeah, after receiving a backlash from the controversial tweets, Kind of Funny co-founder Greg Miller released a statement apologizing to their subscribers on their YouTube channel and their fans in general. He also announced at the time that Moriarty will no longer be attacking PAX East this past weekend, according to Kotaku. So he was scheduled for a conference, a press conference, basically a panel. That's what I'm looking for. A panel with Kind of Funny. Colin, for those who don't know, not very into panels. You know, he's very more introverted.
Yes.
Type of individual. But it's interesting that, and granted they're running a business, I understand, but for their business to stand behind Colin, because like I said before, and like Colin said on the Rubin Report, that channel and that show, especially I'm pointing out the great Game Over Greggy show, has said more controversial and more fucked up shit than what this tweet was. And this tweet got blown out so out of proportion, first being called racist, then going to sexist, and getting all this media where even Joe Rogan is saying, this Colin Moriarty guy, what is wrong with this tweet? He's making a joke, and people blowing it up, and in turn, Kind of Funny, and like I said, we're not sure. You don't know behind the scenes.
Yeah, we don't know what's going on.
But Kind of Funny basically saying whether it's their decision or Colin's decision, basically being like, we're not going to back. But no, Greg Miller from Kind of Funny is going to release a statement apologizing to the subscribers on YouTube, not saying this is how we are. You guys know how we are. Not saying.
Well, here's the issue with Colin's joke. Right, it happened in the midst of the Horizon Zero Dawn debacle. And I'm not sure if you're very aware of the Horizon Zero Dawn debacle, right? The idea is, for a very long time, feminists, is that a good enough word? Is that safe to say? Feminists have been clamoring for a representative that was not sexualized in video games. We all saw this with Blizzard and help me out, Pete. Blizzard and what's their game?
World of Warcraft?
No, the other one. Overwatch was them. Overwatch, right? Right. We saw it when she had that little butt pose, and then they changed it because the butt pose is not even in her character. Blah blah blah. We saw it with Lara Croft plenty of times. Yeah. But Aloy, in my perspective, but again, I have a penis, so I might be wrong. I felt was a very desexualized character. I felt was a very powerful woman figure. I felt like everything about Horizon Zero Dawn was done correctly. A multicultural society. It wasn't division based on race. It was division based off of beliefs. One wanted to praise the god. The other one wanted to praise All Mother Mountain. Other ones wanted to pray to whatever. It was the shadow of the sun, and the mountain. So all of it was very, very open. Multicultural communities that all just had a different belief system. And they didn't go to war over their belief systems. They went to war because of their specific belief system. So the sun god went to war amongst other people because he felt like the sun needed tributes. Everybody else was trying to get them out of his land, but that was the only instance where I felt like, oh, okay, here's a belief thing. And then you've got on the other side of it, you've got hate from Native Americans saying that this is very this is cultural appropriation, whereas the tribal natures inside of this game were pulled from all aspects of tribality. It wasn't just Native American. It was Vikings. It was Asian, tribality that you saw. There was Middle Eastern tribality that you saw. There was all over the place. It was all different kinds of tribal communities that they pulled a lot of inspiration from. So Colin Moriarty, in the middle of this heat, puts out, peace and quiet, a day without a woman. In context, that means that everybody that was perpetuating their business or their self-interest or whatever it was, that was a woman, was very quiet on Twitter. Right? Because a day without a woman, we're not going to speak, we're not going to do anything, we're not going to shop, we're not going to engage in social media. We're going to see how this affects the economy. So, in context, it's like, oh, okay, I got a day where I don't have to defend this game. I get a day where I don't have to defend gaming. I get a day in my job that I get to enjoy my job without defending it from other people. That's what it sounds like to me. If you want to put it in context. If not, if you want to go with the joke route, then it's just a joke. But if you want to give it something real, yeah, I get a day where I get to enjoy my job without somebody attacking me over doing my job.
Yeah. It's very interesting because people say that the writing has been on the wall for a while with this, but it's also showing that it's interesting because this whole thing went down and basically they're like, nope, Colin's resigning. He's selling his shares to the company, so he has nothing to do with it. Mm-hmm. And I feel Colin will be very successful in whatever he does.
I feel like he's a highly intelligent individual. He's very well read. He's very well educated.
Colin the most,
I did too. I identified more with Colin because he just seems to have a natural curiosity about him that makes him want to delve into numbers, into statistics, into what makes people tick.
With the Kind of Funny community, the best friends, it's interesting because Colin brought like a political aspect in it, and none of those guys from when you listen to really know what's going on. So for Colin to be like, here's everything going on, you lose that audience.
Yeah. And that's my biggest fear with Kind of Funny is what's going to happen now, because Colin always here's the other part, right? Let's never mind the political, let's never mind that well-learned, well-educated historicality, right? In terms of video games and video games alone, which is their primary focus besides love, sex stuff, and what's the other one that they have? Kind of Funny Live?
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's mostly video games.
It's just a show,
right? So all their video game oriented stuff, right? Colin was very much in the center, right? Yep. Everybody was like, "Oh, Nintendo Switch." Colin was like, "Whoa, let's relax a little bit, guys."
Exactly.
They're like, "Oh, Horizon Zero Dawn." He was like, "Whoa, let's see." I mean, it looks interesting, yeah. Don't get me wrong, but let's take it down. And he was always the guy that was there, like,
to level
everybody. Whereas everybody else that was there was like, "This is fucking awesome! Oh my god, this is all like, what's that channel gonna be like when everybody? Oh no, it's fucking great! Everything is fucking awesome! All games are awesome!"
And especially with that, I mean, you have Nick, who's a part of it, who's not a big gamer.
Yeah.
So you have Tim and Greg, who are very outspoken, very loud, and they're also talking about the PS I Love You, like what's gonna happen, because it's not gonna be the same.
No.
Colin added a dimension to that show, and it sucks that this has to happen because, we obviously not as a lot is known, and maybe we'll find out one day. But what I would love to know what was behind those closed doors. I would like to be a fly on that wall just to hear because of this tweet, like all of a sudden it's like, oh, he resigned. It just doesn't make sense. Like if he said it like before the tweet happened, I'll be like, okay, that makes sense. But for the tweet to happen, all this blow up to happen, and then Colin just be like, I'm out. It's like, are you like? I could see it being Colin saying like, I'm out a little bit, but I could also see it being like, hey, you gotta watch what you say.
See, but even still, like if that was the case, then Colin could have just been Kevin behind the scenes.
Yeah, absolutely.
He could have been the guy writing articles on kindoffunny.com. He didn't have to be a face on front of a screen because he could have just been a name on a page, and then nobody would have, you get invisible the moment that you don't put your face on YouTube or on Patreon or wherever else you want to put it. So all of a sudden, this guy that had so much influence in the Kind of Funny games cast, the live videos and all that stuff in the video, can kind of go into the background, and he doesn't necessarily need to be he doesn't need to be a poster boy for Kind of Funny anymore. He can just be somebody that's writing articles or doing written game reviews or stuff like that, or even play-alongs where like now you're not seeing his face, you're just watching him play a game. Suddenly he'll become invisible in a lot of ways. So the solution to this could have just been as easy as that. You don't necessarily be in front of a camera, and to capitalize on Colin's strengths, he doesn't necessarily need to be in front of a camera, right? Colin was right. I liked the idea of that show. I thought Colin's execution of that show detrimental to it. I felt like he was not the personality to be delivering that information. It was very well scripted, but not well performed, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
I don't think that he had the performance chops to really pull off Colin was right. I liked the show because it gave me Colin's opinion unfiltered, unadulterated. It was just Colin's opinion. And I liked it because I didn't have to hear Greg give his 2 cents, hear Tim Geddes give his 2 cents. I want to hear Colin's opinion. And I always was like, shut the fuck up. I want to hear what Colin has to say. That's how I always felt about Kind of Funny. Just please shut up and let me hear what Colin has to say. And then you guys can talk. But stop interrupting him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what I liked about Colin was right was I get his opinion. But the theatricality that Tim Geddes brings to the channel, the theatricality that Greg Miller brings to the channel, the theatricality that even Nick Scarpino brings to the channel it goes for a lot. Whereas Colin was right. I was like, oh, how long do I have to listen to this? Well, I want to listen to this, but you're making it so hard for me, Colin. So I think it would have done the same effect if you just pulled Colin off the camera, put him behind the scenes, let him do his thing behind the scenes that he can do very well, and to speak to his anxiety situations that he has going on, he'd probably thrive better in that situation instead of having to deal with, being a public face and a public figure in that regard, or going to conventions and, a year, 2 years, people would have forgotten what his face looks like, and he can go to these conventions without ever being bothered.
Yeah.
I think that would have done the same thing as Colin not doing this anymore.
So you think in the long run it was, I don't want to say, because like I said, in context, do you think it was foolish for Kind of Funny to kind of let him go?
I don't know if it was Kind of Funny, right? Like I have this, like they don't say it very often. They don't point at it very often. But Kind of Funny is very well managed by Rooster Teeth, very well. They're doing a fantastic job managing Kind of Funny. And if you doubt me, look at the ads on The No and look at the ads on Kind of Funny. Right? Look at whatever they're pitching that week or that month. Exactly the same thing every single time. Blue Apron. I think right now it's Movement Watches. Right? They're Harry's Razors. They're always pitching the same exact thing. Always. Any channel that's under the Rooster Teeth banner pitches the same thing. And that's what Kind of Funny was. Kind of Funny was another Rooster Teeth banner, right? What's the other one? Funhouse is one. Screw Attack is another one, right? They always pitch the same. Achievement Hunters is another one. They're all managed by Rooster Teeth. So I don't know if this is common knowledge, but anybody that is a Kind of Funny fan understand that you are watching a Rooster Teeth production, which is fine. Absolutely fine. Nothing against Rooster Teeth at all. Absolutely fine. So I don't think that this was Kind of Funny's business idea to let Colin go, because they've always been able to work around and navigate this social political atmosphere without having to be apologetic to their friends or to their best friends or to the community or to society. They've never had to be apologetic with any of the shit that they've said. So this is very much Rooster Teeth move, I feel. Very much a Rooster Teeth move where it's like, oh, you gotta get out. Same thing happened with Meg Turney a year ago, I believe. I believe it was about a year ago. Meg Turney got booted out because of something that she did. I don't know the details of it, but she got booted out. She had to move on, and she gave the same exact statement. Exactly the same script. Oh, because of personal interest, I have to move on with I had a great time. It's with a heavy heart that I...
And the somber
same exact... It was the same exact fucking thing that she said. I think it was a year ago that Meg Turney had to say because she couldn't perform on The No anymore because there was a conflict between what she wanted to achieve and what Rooster Teeth would allow her to do. So it's a Rooster Teeth move. It's a very Rooster Teeth move. It's a very political Rooster Teeth move. So it's not... I don't think it's the Kind of Funny guys that said, all right, Colin, we have to have a conversation.
If you watch their morning show that they have on their YouTube, you see, like, they're all very sad, and especially Tim. Like, you saw, like, not a lot of people are fans of Tim Geddes. Like, he let Tim host, all that shit. But you saw absolute sadness in him. And, everybody's always joked, and Colin said it. He's known Greg. He's been best friends with Greg all for 10 years. He's known Nick for 10 years. He never really was that close with Tim. But to see this closeness that he had, and to see like Tim was a little bit like, I don't want to see him go. I agree with you on that. Where maybe it wasn't all kind of funny, maybe it was from the higher ups at Rooster Teeth being like, well, we can't have this anymore. Yeah, we know it's Colin, but we feel like if anything, we can give you somebody. The interesting thing is going to be who replaces Colin Moriarty.
Well, I don't think you can find a replacement.
Exactly.
I haven't seen anybody or read anybody that has as much insight as Colin has, right? Colin talks about everything when it comes to, and I'm not, again, I want to focus specifically on video games.
Yeah.
Colin will talk about every aspect of video games possible, right? Like he'll go all the way down to the nitty gritty on
pixel art from Castlevania.
The pixel art, but even deeper than that, he'll go on to hardware manufacturing costs in China in order to get the PlayStation 5 built. He'll go that deep into what it takes to get a console to market, or how hard it is to mine oil to get the plastic for your DVDs or Blu-ray discs for you to print games onto. He goes that deep into it. Whereas Kevin or Greg and Tim are more like, oh, well, this is a game that they presented it, and the graphics are this and the graphics are that. Well, yeah, we can all kind of see what that is. Yeah. But Colin goes deeper into it and goes to the behind the scenes. Like, this is what happens when you get a production line halt in Indonesia because they want to print their fucking, they want to print their chips all the way out there and before they export them to China so that then we can actually put the mainframe together and blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? So he'll go deep into all that stuff, and you're not going to get somebody that's that well versed to replace him. You'll get somebody with that kind of knowledge base. You'll get somebody that maybe knows about video game design and what that process might take on. You'll get somebody that knows about hitbox design and what that process, or skeleton design, or you'll get somebody that knows something about video games in essence, but you're not going to get somebody like Colin who can go so deep into production costs because of his political background, because of his history background, and his statistic background. He goes into those kind of fields, and he's looking at, oh, well, how does market shares in Japan affect console sales in America, or how does production in Toronto affect sales in California? Like he's always into that kind of stuff, and he's always picking probably the best guy I know that can quote numbers like that without a problem.
Absolutely.
So I've seen him, like, well, not in person, but I've seen him just like, oh yeah, it was like about 45 million units sold and blah blah blah, and then the PS2 had blah 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 105 million units. Like he can just go into those numbers without a problem.
100%. And like I said, the interesting point, and we'll end on this because this has been quite a topic of the show.
I think so.
It's going to be interesting because, one, I think whoever they get is not going to be the same, and is going to be criticized because you have this kind of funny community. You have the gaming world who are people who love Colin. It's like, no, we stand with Colin. And then they have some people that it's like, no, he was in the wrong. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of fun he does with that. And then it's going to also be interesting to see, like, if they bring somebody. Because look at the Nintendo Switch event. You have Greg and Tim going, oh, my God, oh, my God, oh, my God. And then you have Colin going, let's pump it break. You guys might be excited for your Switch, but, Zelda looks great. But what am I playing after Zelda? When Tim and Greg are just like, no, Zelda, so it's going to be interesting to see that aspect of it. But
I think everybody else, and I kind of just want to say this, I think everybody else on Kind of Funny is more than eager to jump on the hype train, whereas Colin, while he wants to jump on the hype train, and he's very adamant about jumping on the hype train, he's very much like me, where I'm like, but let's calm down a little bit and see kind of what goes into that.
You're my Colin.
I'm your Colin. And that's kind of like the thing that I've kind of like aspired to be was, and I have great respect for Colin. I really do.
Yeah, I think we could both say with certainty.
I have great respect for Colin and what it is that he brought to Kind of Funny. But we
wish him only the best.
And I'm of the mindset that emulation is the best form of flattery, right? So me trying to like kind of step my game up to where Colin is, where I can quote these numbers like it's nothing, where I can understand stuff like it's nothing. You know, it's just me on my road to like, wow, that guy's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, I want to be like that guy. I want to do what that guy does. You know, I feel like Kind of Funny is going to lose out because he was the equalizer in that situation. Again, like you were saying, you know, like they're fanboys. They're all of them over there are fanboys, right? Like Tim Geddes is a Nintendo fanboy. Greg Miller is a PlayStation fanboy. They are full. Like if we're PlayStation fanboys, then they are far beyond that.
Yeah, absolutely. You know? And it's just like I said, it's gonna be interesting because he just brought so much more of an element, and besides video, just in everything they did, he brought just an interesting factor, and it's really, we wish all the best for Colin Moriarty, hopefully I can't wait to see his next endeavor because I know it's gonna be great.
Well, yeah, but I mean, at the same time, I'm probably not going to be interested because it's going to be historical or political. I want to see what he has to say, and I want him to succeed in whatever it is that he does. And I have the utmost confidence that he will succeed because, again, he is he's well-spoken, he's well-educated, and he's well-learned, I guess is the best way to put it. Because to me, there's a difference between education and learnedness. And there's a lot of people that are very well-educated but haven't learned a goddamn thing. Whereas there are people that are very well learned but haven't fucking been educated on a single thing. So, I don't know what's gonna happen with Kind of Funny. I don't see any greatness coming out of them besides their normal stuff that they always do. I don't see anything fantastic happening. Any like mesmerizing endeavor. You know, I don't see them going with somebody else and all of a sudden it's this fucking like shoots up into all I see is a steady decline because of the fanboyism that I've seen when Colin was there.
Yeah, absolutely. And absolutely. Nick, it's time to do the top news stories of the week.
Top news stories of the week.
Get ready, Nick.
I'm ready, Pete.
We have 12 items today.
A farmer's acre. I don't know how big a farmer's acre is. If you could actually tell me how big a farmer's acre is, that'd be very lovely. I would really appreciate you telling me what a farmer's acre is. I've heard it a couple of times. But please, Pete, continue.
Number one. Love it. Retailer GameStop will have Nintendo Switches units available for sale as early as Wednesday, March 22nd. What are your thoughts?
Wednesday, March 22nd, you said?
So if you've been after one and you've been affected by it not being in stock, don't worry. GameStop says it's for you on March 22nd.
Wait, so I don't have to wait until April 16th to get
That's what they're saying.
That's what they're saying.
GameStop has advised customers to, quote, check their stores first for availability, end quote, and noted that it will only have, quote, individual units upon availability, suggesting bundles with game may not be offered. That's bullshit because if you checked out our last Sunday, they have quite a hefty $600 bundle that is bundled with games. Quote, GameStop continues to see a strong demand from customers who are looking to purchase the Nintendo Switch system. Its senior director of merchandising says that in its press release, we are meeting this demand by securing additional systems as fast as we can ensure customers are able to purchase this innovative gaming technology.
It's not innovative gaming technology. My PlayStation Vita did it.
What are your thoughts on it coming March 22nd? Are we going to pick up our Nintendo Switches at...
Yes, if we can do it anywhere other than GameStop.
You are totally against...
I'm totally against GameStop. I am totally against GameStop. Because of the whole, like, you can only get a Switch on my $600 bundle. I guarantee you we're going to go there and they're going to be like, no, we don't have anything but the $400 bundle.
Yeah. Interesting. Very interesting. Number two. Sega has released the first gameplay video for Sonic Forces.
Sonic
Forces. What?
Sonic Forces?
Forces. Formerly known as Project Sonic 2017.
Ooh, okay.
You excited?
Not
Quote,
really.
The video shows a blue blur bolting through the city under siege, collecting rings, using homing attacks to destroy enemies, and of course, leaping between platforms, all while Death Egg Robot Sentinel can be seen in the background, topping buildings and launching bombs. Sonic Forces is coming to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC, and the Nintendo Switch in late 2017. It will run on the brand new engine that Sega is calling the Hedgehog Engine 2.
Okay.
The game's new name, meanwhile, refers to its battle between the forces of good and evil. In other Sonic news, Sonic Mania has been delayed from spring to summer. You know Sonic Mania, the little 2D throwback?
Mm-hmm.
A more specific release date has not been provided yet, but Sega shows off the game again, teasing new enemies, pre-order bonuses, and a collector's edition vinyl album, and a return of Flying Battery Zone.
Sounds good.
So a lot of Sonics coming out this year.
Yeah.
Summer and fall.
Woohoo.
Number 3. The NPD Group has released its sales report for the United States during February 2017, including the top 10 of the games for the best-selling in terms of dollar sales. Notably, the track of the NPD ends February 25th, which means Horizon Zero Dawn was not out yet. So pay that in mind. So you're probably going to expect March it will be number 1. But any guesses for what the top game for February 2017 was?
For February 2017.
What was the number 1 game?
Number 1 game. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare.
That was number 5.
That was number 5.
You might be surprised. Number 1, For Honor.
Whoa, really?
Yes.
That was the number 1 game.
Yes.
March, number 10.
Number 2 was Resident Evil 7. Biohazard, not surprising.
Okay.
Of course, number 3, still hanging on. Grand Theft Auto 5.
Jesus Christ. Can we get rid of this game yet?
Number 4, NBA 2K17. Number 5, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Number 6, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege.
That's hanging on too, huh?
Yeah. Number 7, Madden NFL 17. Number 8, Battlefield 1. Number 9, Neo.
Oh, okay.
And number 10, Overwatch.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
For the PlayStation fans, I'm just going to do the top 3. Which are the... Nope, not the same. For PlayStation, For Honor also number 1. Resident Evil 7, number 2. Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue, number 7. So.
Okay.
Then you got for... This is interesting. For the Xbox you have, because we're also Xbox people.
Yeah, we like Xbox.
For Honor, number 1. Resident Evil 7, okay. Biohazard, number 2. Infinite Warfare, number 3. Halo Wars 2 came in number 6.
Number 6, Halo Wars 2. Huh. Who would have saw that coming?
For your Wii U games.
Are we even going into that, really?
Number 1, Super Smash
God,
Brothers.
We're doing it. He's doing it. Oh, God.
Number 2, Paper Mario Color Splash. And number 3, Minecraft. Ooh. So, top 10 games of 2017 so far. These are the top selling games year to date based on dollar amounts. Any idea what number 1 is?
Horizon Zero Dawn.
No, we're not on Horizon yet.
Is that 2017?
Yeah, but till February 25th. It's saying from January to February. Never mind. For Honor is number 1 again. Resident Evil 7, and then Grand Theft Auto rounds out your top 3. And of course, Overwatch number 10. Overwatch still
hanging in there. Still hanging in there. Good job, Overwatch. Good job.
Number 4.
Number 4.
Hi. Microsoft has announced the latest addition to its Xbox backwards compatibility catalog. Arriving today are 4 360 games. 3, all right, but 1 very important. Street Fighter 4 finally comes to backwards compatibility.
Oh, okay.
If you don't have Street Fighter 4, don't worry. You can get it for $20 on the Microsoft Marketplace, and it will only cost you 4.6 gigabytes. So not too bad.
Not too bad.
Remember, if you already have it digital, it will automatically appear in your library. You also have Poker Smash, Mad Balls, and Bamboo Invasion.
Okay.
And Luxor 2. Street Fighter 4, definitely. Get ready, sir, because this is a packing the lunch story. Okay. Number 5.
Number 5.
Horizon Zero Dawn, Sony's newest big-time PlayStation 4 exclusive, sold 2.6 million units worldwide in its first 2 weeks. Sony announced today that this figure includes physical copies sold to consumer and digital units sold to the PlayStation Store. It is the best-selling new IP from Sony for PlayStation 4 ever and marks developers Guerrilla Games' biggest debut, quotes. In history, Sony says Guerrilla has created Killzone series, so Horizon Zero Dawn's biggest debut of any game in that shooter series, it seems. So basically, Horizon Zero Dawn.
So Guerrilla outdid themselves.
Yes,
okay.
absolutely.
All right. I thought Guerrilla outdid like any game's opening ever. I'm sorry. So I was mistaken. Guerrilla outdid
The Killzone.
just themselves. Okay. All right.
Quote, we knew Horizon Zero Dawn was going to be something special, so to see this incredible critical reactions to this brand new game, worlds translate into this level of sales is really gratifying, quote, end quote. Sony Interactive Entertainment Worldwide Studios boss Sean Layton said in a statement, quote, Guerrilla has created a game that is nothing short of exceptional, and its reaction we have seen from fans, from hours and hours of gameplay streaming to endless photo sharing, shows just how impactful it has been. Quote, this makes Guerrilla a top-tier developer.
Mm-hmm.
This puts them with Naughty Dog, Santa Monica, and now Guerrilla Games. I think those are top 3 best studios right now Sony has.
Okay.
Would you agree?
I thought that they were always up there. I thought Naughty Dog was the newcomer. Because Guerrilla has been doing Killzone series for fucking ever. So they were always I thought considered to be top notch as far as I was concerned. But I'm glad to reinforce that idea. I'm glad that Horizon Zero Dawn has set the bar or set the record straight on Guerrilla Games.
Finally, you might like this.
I might like this.
Guerrilla's managing director, Herman.
What did Herman say?
In his own statement, says, we are thrilled that Horizon Zero Dawn has embraced by critics and players alike. Developing a game was a labor of love and extremely satisfying to see that the passion and enthusiastic from the gaming public is felt during its development. He also confirms that Guerrilla is already working on a story expansion for Horizon Zero Dawn.
Nice. Very
no
nice.
other details have been disclosed, but how do you feel about a story expansion to Horizon Zero Dawn?
Good.
You excited?
Why not? I mean, I'll be stuck in Mass Effect universe, but sure.
Number 6. A new pilot feature is now available on Xbox One and Windows 10 for only the game Halo Wars 2. On both platforms, added the feature Game Chat. I'm brain fart. Sorry, I've been sick all week. I apologize, guys. Transcription, basically saying that this is a speech-to-text service that also supports text-to-speech.
Okay.
Microsoft says in a blog post that it is a way to communicate that creates a more accessible and inclusive gaming experience for everybody. So basically,
it's for anybody that's deaf or can't speak or anything like that. Yep.
So good. That's good. On that.
Congratulations. Good job. Why we haven't gotten this sooner is beyond me. TTY has always been around.
Absolutely.
So I don't know. I don't know why this hasn't happened quicker. I mean, you would think that in the gaming universe, since there's a lot of typing on computer games, people are always typing messages to each other, that this would have been taken care of years ago. But good.
Why would
Fine.
It's like Sony. Let us change our names.
Yeah.
Number 7. The upcoming game Outlast 2 has been refused to be released in Australia.
Of course it has, because Australia is very strict with their rating policies.
That's just a fun fact for all you Australian fans out there.
Don't use Australia as a as a metric for whether or not a game is good, please.
They said it was very it was a sexual content that they were very skippy on.
Oh, okay. So naked zombies then.
Yeah, clearly.
Okay.
Number 8. Nick, I'm very sad about this.
You're very sad about this.
Because I thought that...
You're smiling, though, so I don't know why.
Because you're going to laugh. Because I feel like I would have played it if it was available on
Okay.
this. The new South Park RPG, Fractured But Whole, is not coming to the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah. Whatever. I'm still getting it. Doesn't matter.
Wouldn't you have wanted to play it on the Switch?
Not really.
No?
No,
Okay.
I can play it on my PS Vita, technically. Didn't think about that, did you? No, you only think about yourself. Wait, hold
so
on.
the first person.
No, you only think about yourself.
There you go. South Park: The Fractured Whole won't be coming to Nintendo Switch. A representative from the South Park Studios told IGN Ubisoft, which is developing the game, declined to comment when approached by IGN. Early in the week, the official South Park Twitter tweeted about Nintendo, kicking off the rumors that the Fractured But Whole might be coming to the system.
Nintendo, we're coming. Nintendo, something like that, right?
The tweet might have instead been a reference to a Season 10 storyline regarding the Nintendo Wii.
Might have been, but Trey Parker and Matt Stone don't just do shit like that.
So you think there's something?
I don't know. There's something. The fact that Ubisoft won't comment makes it a little iffy. I think maybe it's not getting released for the Switch right away. I think maybe there might be a patch for it. I think that's what it is. Is that Trey Parker and Matt Stone probably went into Ubisoft's office and was like, "Hey, we just played the Switch. We fucking love it. Can we not now, but after the release, let's see how it does." And then after the release, and then they fucking got all. Doesn't matter. We're Trey Parker and Matt Stone. We get anything accomplished. And then they fucking said, Nintendo, we're coming. Nintendo, we're coming.
Number 9. I'm very excited about this next.
You're very excited.
The first April free PlayStation Plus game has been revealed. And it's a newly debuting game on the PlayStation 4.
Oh, okay.
You ready for this one, sir?
No.
I've been very excited for this game for a while. Comes from David Jaffe, behind the creator of God of War and Twisted Metal. Do you have any idea who I'm talking about or what I'm talking about? Drawn to Death.
Drawn to Death.
As a free title to PlayStation Plus members on April 4th. Those who don't have PlayStation Plus can pick it up for $20. Drawn to Death is a multiplayer-focused arena-style brawler with a distinct sketchbook art style. So let me explain what this is. It is basically hand-drawn. It's like a drawing in a book. It is absolutely gorgeous. I need to show you.
Okay.
I'm very excited. And it's free to play.
All right.
It was originally a free-to-play game now. But they decided to say, no, we're going to charge it. And that's why it's $20. So honestly, it being a free PlayStation Plus game, not very surprising. It still says, hey, it's a free-to-play.
Yeah, for the PlayStation Plus members. Yeah. So now you're encouraging PlayStation Plus members to sign up. Yep. Or people that aren't PlayStation Plus members to sign up for Gaffey's new installment.
Yep,
right?
Absolutely.
Is it Gaffey?
David Jaffe.
Jaffe. Like GIF versus GIF. It's fucking GIF.
Number 10.
Number 10.
Following the announcement of Firestorm earlier this week, NetherRealm has revealed a next playable character for its Injustice 2 game coming soon. The image post on the Injustice website shows that the reveal is slated for Thursday, March 23rd.
Thursday, March 23rd.
I feel like every week they announce a new character.
They always announce a new character. I'm kind of getting sick and tired of it.
It's a new story every week.
Yeah.
But Firestorm, I'm excited to see who's next.
Yeah, sure. I'm sure we're all excited to see who's next.
We have an interesting story for number 12. I keep saying that, but they're all interesting. I'm really happy about this week.
Stories. Yeah, this week is some interesting news, finally. And it's not 18 of them.
Similar to the... See, I've been better.
Number 12.
Number 11.
Oh, wait, what? Number 11.
There you go. Similar to the indie game promotion Sony has done before, the company today announced Play Collective.
Play Collective.
Have you seen this on the PS?
I don't know, but it sounds like Improv Plays.
What is Improv Plays?
That's where you can join us, Pete and myself, playing video games online. Just add our PSN accounts. That's C Charisma, Profcot, or add us on Xbox Live. I don't know yours, and I don't have one.
Improv 153. Very, very great, Nick. God, I love this Sunday show. This is a new promotion centered around 6 upcoming games headed to a PlayStation Store over the next month and a half. Aside from simply highlighting the games in question, PlayStation members will receive a 20% discount on each of them by pre-ordering them from the PlayStation Store. It all begins on the March 21st when everything is released. Everything is a game that's coming. It will be followed by another game each Tuesday through the end of April. These 6 discounted games are live now, but expire the morning of each game's release. So let me explain this to you, Nick. You can get the discounted price of some of these games until they're released. So, for example, one game I'm very excited for, and I've talked about this, from Double Fine, Full Throttle Remastered, coming April 18th. Now you have all these. You can go up to April 17th, basically it's saying, and still get the pre-order bonus, which is nice. So if you're like hesitant, should I get it? I don't know. What I think I'm going to do, and this is for you guys out there, when I go to Vegas in May, guess what one of my games is going to be besides Shovel Knight?
Zelda.
No, I'm not. I got yelled out about bringing the Switch. Did I tell you that? Listen, I swear to God, if you bring that Switch, we will never bring you back from Vegas. They're like, the Vita's fine. No Switch. And plus, I would like to explore Zelda in the comfort of my own home.
Okay.
And bed. But no, one of the games I will be playing is Full Throttle Remastered, which I don't know if you've ever played Full Throttle Remastered.
I don't recall playing
This
Full
was
Throttle.
one of my first games I've ever played.
Yeah?
Now, I don't tell this story much on this channel, but yes, there was Mario and everything, but there was a